Well, today we're going to try and photograph the Loggerhead Shrike. So come along and enjoy this adventure. I remember reading about the Loggerhead Shrike in 3rd grade when I was a kid. And the one reason why I remember it is by its nickname. It is called the murder bird. It will impale insects and small animals and birds onto barbed wire fence, onto thorns, and then come back and feed on it. And this is the reason why it gets the name as the murder bird or the butcher bird. It also is very unique here in North Carolina. We're in the most northern area of the breeding area in the southern part of the United States. They do migrate, some individuals do migrate as far north as Alberta, Canada, and then migrate to the southern part of the United States in the wintertime. So the birds that we have here are kind of, it's a hit or miss kind of situation here in North Carolina. We do have some here, but you know, you can't really depend on seeing one, and if you do, it's kind of like a one-off kind of thing because we are kind of in the northern territory of the thing. So in this field where I am right now, this Loggerhead Shrike has been seen here over the last couple of days. This is perfect habitat for them. They like wide open areas like this agricultural fields that I'm standing in. They, like I implied before, they hunt insects and small mammals and birds. They love these open areas here, and they will perch on top of these fences, on the telephone wires, or anything like that to get a high vantage point so they can swoop down and grab their prey. So my thinking today is that with this overcast light and this soft light, this gives me a really unique opportunity because the Loggerhead Shrike is a black and white bird, and this soft light will really give me an opportunity to maybe have some really interesting black and white images of this bird. I'm really excited about being out here because this kind of light really kind of gives you an opportunity to really play with your settings and do something a little bit more different, maybe a little bit more artsy fartsy. But the first thing I need to do though is photograph this bird. So I'm going to keep moving up and down this road here, glassing these fence posts, see if I can find the bird and photograph it. Let me talk about my settings a little bit here. Now, as a rule of hand, you should be shooting at a minimum of 1/1000th of a second. Now, you can shoot a little bit slower than that when you're shooting on a tripod, but not a whole lot, 1/800th of a second. But what I'm doing is I took a light reading of a pole with a hill right behind it, so that will be the darkest spot that this bird potentially could be. As it stands now, I was shooting at ISO 5000 with the aperture open all the way, and that's giving me a shutter speed of 1/1000th of a second. Some of these other poles here that probably will be much faster than that, but I'm just going to keep my settings there. I really hate talking about settings because, you know, every situation is different. So in this situation, I'll be shooting at 5,000. In other situations, I might be shooting at 15,000. In other situations, I might be shooting at 400 as an ISO. So that's the first thing I did, is took a light reading, and now I'm going to look for that bird and photograph it. I was up here glassing for this bird here, and I saw him down here, or I saw them down here on a pole here. So I ran down the hill here, and I was able to get a photograph of it. The problem is the bird was about 80 yards away from me. That's a little too far for a realistic view of this bird here. And it wasn't, I was kind of hoping he'd be up on one of the wooden poles and not one of the plastic poles. And I'm not really thrilled about this shot here, but you know, you can't, choosers can't be pickers. I can't make the bird move someplace else. So here are the image I have. I am going to stick it out and see what I can find here, but I'm very excited by seeing this bird here. bird is giving me a run for my money. So when I was down the hill here, he was down there and I lost him for a few minutes, and I started glassing the field again, and I saw him up here on top of the hill. So I came up the hill to try to get an image of him. And the problem I ran into was that where I was standing and when he was standing on the pole, right behind him are hay bales that are wrapped in white plastic, and just not a great image. I tried to move so that I would be on the other side of the bales of hay, so I walked along the road and he was here and I was walking this way, and he had nothing to do with that. He flew down a little bit further and I was able to get a better picture of him, but he's on one of these metal poles with the white caps on him. Not a great image, but I think it's a lot better than the image with the plastic behind him. And as soon as I started moving down here, he flew up here. I started to move up here again, and he flew off, or it flew off into the field more. So I think I pressured him a little bit. But here are the images I took. What do you guys think about them being in black and white? Do you think they might be better in color? I mean, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about it. So here are the images. I don't want to run this bird off. I don't want to pressure him a lot. I think that I got some good images of it. I'm not 100% sure. You guys already know if they came out pretty good. I really would love to hear what you guys have to say about these images being black and white versus color. So I want to thank you for watching the video. If you got anything out of it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel because that really helps as a YouTuber. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy, and I want to thank you for watching.